Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we've got the brand new Balance Druids here and there is a lot to talk about. So the first big thing to look at with Balance Druids is their whole talent tree. Almost everything has been changed, whether it's been redesigned or changed in location of the talent tree. Let's just jump into this reshuffle. For the first row, Starlord is now automatically baked into the spec, and it's actually replaced by a new Nature's Balance. What this does is it generates 2 astral power every 3 seconds while in combat, and when you're out of combat, it makes you go to 50 astral power and just lets you sit at half of your astral power there. So it basically becomes partially Blessing of the Ancients and gives you a little bit of ramp up before you jump into a fight. The second row, or the level 30 talent points, Displacer Beast is now gone and it's been replaced by Tiger Dash, which makes you shift into cat form and move 200% faster, and that speed boost reduces over 4 seconds. Talent rows for 45 and 60 are unchanged. For 75, Stellar Flare has moved down to level 90, and Soul of the Forest damage bonus has actually been increased by 10%. In the level 90 talent row, we have an all new redesigned Starlord. What this is going to do is that every time you cast Star Surge or Starfall, you gain a buff for 3% haste for 15 seconds. This buff does stack up to 3 times, but every time you stack it, you don't actually refresh the duration of it. Also, a talent point has moved down in the form of Stellar Drift. Stellar Drift used to be in the last row of talents, but it is now in level 90. It increases the radius of your Starfall by 30%, damage by 25%, and allows you to cast in it while you're moving. Level 100 now has Shooting Stars in it, which the devs have said that they do want to change up just a little bit as well. And we now actually get New Moon in this last talent row. So our artifact ability, which helps us reduce filler, is now here in the form of a talent point. Now, other things that have been redesigned is our Solar Wrath and Lunar Strike. They each now have a 20% chance of granting empowerment. So every time you cast Solar Wrath, you have a 20% chance of getting Lunar Empowerment buff, and every time you cast Lunar Strike, you have a 20% chance of getting the Solar Empowerment buff. Lunar Empowerment is very similar, except that it now has Starlord baked in, so it gives you a little bit of haste when casting your next Lunar Strike, and it increases the damage. Solar Empowerment is a little bit different. It also has the Starlord buff baked in, so it does give you haste. And also, when you cast that Solar Wrath, 10% of that Solar Wrath's damage is actually an exploding AoE around it. Also, your Fury of Elune, Sunfire, and Lunar Strike, their AoE has been increased to 8 yards. Whether there were 3 or 5 yards before, this AoE has been increased for Mythic Plus. Lunar Strike has also seen an increase in that splash or cleave damage that it has always had, and the old Nature's Balance that would help you maintain dot uptime is now completely gone. So what does this mean for Balance Druids? Overall, what this means for Balance Druids is that there is less filler in their rotation. There is now a more constant rotation with these added procs, in which you are going to be fishing for them, generating astral power faster, and actually using your hard-hitting abilities more often. Procs are now going to offer better gameplay, providing AoE bonuses for trash, and a more standard play for boss fights as well. The new talents basically offer less ramp-up time and better cleaving. So the new astral power generation with the new form of empowerment feels great, and it allows you to have less of that filler where you're just spamming Solar Wrath to generate more astral power, and overall your global cooldowns are going to more powerful abilities. So overall, all of these changes are very positive, and they make the Balance Druid feel more in line with other classes. The other classes start off a pull with a full mana pool and actually go down in time. The Balance Druid is now kind of a halfway there hybrid spec, starting off with less ramp up time than it does have in Legion. So it should lead to Balance Druids seeing a little bit more play in lower level Mythic Pluses, as opposed to only when there's fortified and very high end trash that is going to last a long time. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what I do, want to help support the channel, go ahead and visit my Patreon down below. I also stream here and on Twitch, so give me a follow on your favorite platform. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, good luck out there.